you want the password still then or not?
No, I think we'll be fine. I definitely don't want to read your password out for your internet online. Hello.
I'm not getting anything. I'm probably just on camera, just stood here like, but mine's not saying that we're live. Hold on. Mine's not saying that we're live. Mine's not saying that we're live. Well, what an introduction.
I don't know how much you've seen of that. I'll just sit that side, mate. Because we've got the microphones. Oh. No, I mean on the...
Yeah, you can sit there, can't you? Oh, you mean side by side?
I'm happy to go there if you're over there. I just don't want to feel like I'm overpowering you.
It takes more than sitting on a higher seat to overpower me.
True that. Don't know why I'm trying to hold you, pass you something when you're doing something.
No, that's not good.
Hello. I love the idea you've got with that. I don't know why that wasn't working though.
What, the...
Yeah, it looked like it had all the recipes to stand still.
It was alright, it was just overhanging. Welcome back!
Hello.
Who do we have in the chat? Good evening, Kat. Of course, you're always there, our biggest fan.
Hello, Kat. Sorry, I was meant to message you to tell you when it starts. But,
we would have started on time, but that wouldn't be a different podcast if we weren't having technical issues at 6:05.
Do you know what though? We were ready. We were so ready.
We always are ready.
Yeah, that's a good point. How are you guys? How is everyone? I feel like this first episode back, there's going to be some ultimate like, ooh, feels a bit new again. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got this like, oh my God. But you've been making your fair share of content for this past, 2025. How does it feel coming back to the live podcast?
That's a good point, actually, because, it doesn't feel at all like we've had a break.
Really?
Yeah, I don't feel nervous. I've been so excited all day about the fact that we were coming back.
No, definitely.
So,
I'm excited.
Do you feel like a noob again? A noob to the tube?
Oh, God. When I was first trying to sort out my mics at the start of this and it wasn't going correctly, I was like, of course it's not. I don't know why I expected them to really work and everything to go to plan too easily. Like I put the post up to announce that we're back. And Lindsay's like, that's not the email address. That's not the website. I'm like, of course it's not, because that upload went too smoothly.
But this is why we do what we do, right? Because even though we constantly make mistakes, despite our best efforts, we keep going.
Despite the best efforts, we need to put a real exaggeration on that, because I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
I really try.
Yeah.
In so many aspects of life.
But that's part of neurodivergence, isn't it? That you can be trying 10 times harder than everyone else and still receive 10 times more negative feedback. And we did that episode, Just Try Harder. It's like, it's not about trying harder. Yeah. It's about building the resilience to kind of pick yourself up and dust off and try again, because it is always going to go wrong.
100%. And like I said, we filmed these messages, all these topics surrounding neurodivergence, we feel like we've pretty much covered, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that it's never going to happen again. It's not that it's going to disappear, but things moving forward, if you want to learn something about, rejection sensitivity or anxiety, we've got an episode for that.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we want to broaden the spectrum of approach and what we talk about. So before it was, we are clearly both ADHD, two very different
Clearly,
types.
I love that. We clearly are.
If you hadn't caught on. But with the inattentive and the hyperactive, and I think we did a really good way of approaching subjects, neurodivergent topics, from these two different scopes. But now we're developing, we're moving on. We understand not only there are a lot of help for you not just from us with ADHD, autism, all types of neurodivergence. There is so much help out there for you. Online resources. Unfortunately, the NHS and everything like that isn't producing exactly what we need. But we're starting to see a move in backlog for people that are getting referrals.
Yeah.
If you're starting to get letters coming through, if you have not, then sit tight. Yours might be coming very soon. Stuff is happening. So you've got your diagnosis. We've talked to death about how it could affect you. You haven't got a diagnosis and you've still listened to us talk about all the different ways that it impacts us. Now what? And I feel like that's where we were kind of left with this, like we've covered everything, right? We're repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
There's already things that we can send people to get that information. What now? Because that is also a reflection people take within their personal lives. Okay, I've got this diagnosis. What now? Or I've not got this diagnosis. I understand myself more. What now?
Yeah, because you kind of got a deep dive, don't you, when you first discover something. So when you first discover ADHD, you consume everything you can get hold of. And that's where we were at with our podcast, was, you know, covering all the topics, and we were really fired up to make sure that we did cover everything. But then we had covered some of the topics twice as well, haven't we? So we feel very confident that there are so many helpful episodes in our back catalogue now that we can develop what we talk about.
Yeah, definitely. And what better things to talk about than the stuff that people argue about all the time. And we're living in a world that is so divided, so scary. It feels like every day there's a new bit of news that you're like, how do we approach these topics? And I think the best way we've come up with them, again, we differ in certain ways. You're more spiritual.
Yeah.
You follow the lunar cycle.
woo-woo.
Your New Year's Eve was a different night to the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how you roll. And I feel like that contrasted to my more evidence-based science way of looking at things. I feel like we can cover certain topics from different perspectives and show that you can have a laugh, you can talk about, you can have these conversations. It doesn't have to be an argument that ends up with like,
A fallout.
get the fuck out! Yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And if anyone's thinking like science and spirituality, like I feel like you might be misunderstanding how vast of a topics that could cover.
Well, also there's a lot of holistic health, alternative health in the market, and it's worthwhile us talking about whether breath work, whether yoga, whether sound frequency healing, whether there's any viability to these. Is it a placebo? Is there scientific backing? And then you can go forth with that information.
Yeah.
And because unfortunately as well, with the woo-woo side of things and the more holistic side of things, there are people that take advantage of the vulnerable as well, practitioners that are just showmen rather than actually doing some good. So I think it's important.
And we've also got science that isn't necessarily being conducted for the right motives. Information that is getting put to you for a certain agenda that isn't giving you the facts whole. So the amount of times we'll see this supplement's great for you, ADHD is because of processed foods, blah, blah, blah. And all this stuff gets spread on social media and we're like, how do we tackle this?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is another really cool way of doing it.
Yeah.
Scientifically, just because it has a study doesn't mean that it's scientifically backed, like, yes, proven. Similarly, just because there are certain things that can't necessarily be quantified or qualified doesn't mean we can't look at these more holistic spiritual practices and apply science to see their efficacy,
or
how
even
they work.
Use people's experiences as a valid measure, as it were. And then the other thing I just want to point out as well is, because the chat's popping off, but we're going to change the format slightly, where we'll look at the chat to begin with, welcome everybody in, but then we will kind of get on with the topic for 20-25 minutes or so, and then we'll come back to the chat, because otherwise we just get derailed and end up not covering what we wanted to cover. Is that fair? Does that sound fair enough?
Like I said, we might not be talking about ADHD as much, but we still are ADHD, and we'll get sidetracked and forget where we were, and
yeah, and confuse the listeners, because we've had that in the past, haven't we? People being like, "God, this is chaotic," and
I want to listen, but it's all over the place, and we're like, "Yep,
yeah." And at the time, that kind of suited our style, but there's loads of you in the chat, so. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Someone's asking, are you in a van or a spaceship?
We're in a spaceship.
We're actually in a double-decker bus, so somewhere in the middle. Someone has commented saying a bus, so they knew. Brilliant. Someone's asking about dreams, which will go onto the list, because this is the thing, there's so many cool topics that we're going to cover, like telepathy, the clairsenses, auras,
Yeah, dreams alone. There's scientific explanations, there's spiritual explanations, and none of them are definitive proof. Do you know what I mean?
That's
so
the cool thing.
All of them. Why not?
That's the cool thing, I think, that science still hasn't answered some of the most prolific questions, as in, consciousness. Something that means we're alive, we still don't really know
definitely.
Where that exists, where it originates.
Science can give the best explanation for the time that we're in until better evidence is available to prove that it's something else. That's all science is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reducing it quite a bit there, but that literally...
No, but it is. And the other thing that I find is that science can be manipulated to prove any point that somebody wants it to prove. If you've got enough money, then you can have a study done. Because I quite often say, if I see a study, I'll send it to Steph and say, how legit is this? Because she's better at checking like what the size of the study was, and being able to then feed back to me whether it does give an overall look at something, or if it's just a really kind of segmented fraction of something that's then been turned into a headline that seems to suggest that that's the proof.
Definitely. Critically analysing research and articles was something that took me years to actually learn. There was multiple modules throughout university that taught these things, and I still wasn't grasping it, and having to get multiple books out to the point that I was like, okay, I'm okay with this now.
Yeah.
How the general public is expected to just be given an article in a magazine about something, and then it says, because a study in Texas said this. And people read that and go, oh, well,
yeah, it must be true then, yeah.
And the whole world, I think, is broken right now because that isn't being addressed.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? You could ask 6 people and they all say yeah, and then you say 100% of people studied agreed that, but actually that 100% is 6 people. So it's just really...
That was it. I'm the 100%.
So that's why we gave the title Science versus Spirituality. To introduce that's going forth, we're going to still do that kind of 2 lenses on one topic thing. But this is like to introduce it all at once, because I am very, very woo-woo, as in I just literally listen to my gut and I'm like, yes, that's true. I've been thinking about it all day, and I'm like, I literally base it on what I feel. And that's not always the best. It might be okay for me because I think I've got quite a balanced head and I'm quite tuned into my intuition. But to say to someone else that that's the way to do it, it's not the way to do it. Do you see what I mean? Exactly. Not everyone should just be going, yeah, well, I think that's true, and not considering it. Because it's not like I don't consider anything else.
No, definitely. I always make the joke that like one day we're going to lose this podcast because you swapped it for some magic beans. It's like the person was that convincing enough to be like, oh, but it aligned with this. And you go, oh, that does make sense. Okay.
Off you go.
Yeah, but you aren't stupid.
No.
You still are, as much, even if you're like, oh, I like that, I really enjoy this, there's still a part of you that I know that's like, for a while, until you are solely sure, like, oh my God, that speaks to me, that's me.
And this is the thing, it's like I do check in with my intuition all of the time. Every decision, big decision I've made in my life, like going self-employed, giving up a steady paid role, buying this bus, like so many really big things have been based purely on what my intuition is telling me. I'm very intuitive led, which is a really common thing with ADHDers. So I mean, it might well be why you then fell back towards the science stuff, to give you a definitive you know, you've been questioned so many times on, well, why do you think that? That it's like, right, okay, I'll find reasons why I think that then. So it can almost be like a response to being questioned so much.
I've got this really weird need for accuracy. And I saw a post recently, it was from that AuDHD Love, the couple that do it. And it was the guy that's recently gone through his diagnosis himself, realising he has autism.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just have this need for accuracy. And it comes off as rude and correcting people.
Yeah.
And like, I think you're dumb. Or like, actually. And it's not. And I so fully get that. I'm not trying to be like, I know more.
Yeah.
Because I don't. I have read something that to me, makes sense. And I want to share that so that other people can be as accurate as I want them to be, not even as what they want to be. And that's the sad thing.
The minute you started saying it, in my mind, I was like, that's an autism trait. So then the fact that you've said that guy that's going through his autism diagnosis, and this is what can make relationships so tricky, or misunderstanding, because like you say, you're not being arrogant or anything. It's almost like a personal need for that to be corrected, because it's going to bother you if it isn't.
And not the idea that you'll go away from this and be like, you didn't check me on that.
Yeah, that's another thing,
Like, you just let me go out and say...
Yeah, you would want somebody to correct you. So it's actually coming from a place of love. It's not from a place of, I'm better than you.
I mean, have you ever been there where you've been like, 10 toes down, this is real, and someone's gone, no, and you're like, no, not listening to you, and then you do get proven wrong, and you're like,
see,
okay.
I am really good at taking on so I can fully believe something until I hear someone else's take on it, and I am very good at being like, oh wow, really? And then I'll have to revisit the subject and do it all over again, and I will weigh up. So in some respects, I would kind of class myself as a skeptic, because I don't just believe things. I like to weigh it up, you know, and think, definitely. Well, that does make sense. I mean, I watch a lot of Judge Judy, for those that don't know.
they know.
And she always says, if it doesn't make sense, it isn't true. Don't get me wrong, it's, you know, that's a bit of a black and white way of taking it, because we know that things aren't always that simple. But what she means is, common sense usually prevails, and if someone's telling this big convoluted story and all these and nothing's matching up, it's like, you're lying, because none of that makes sense. So, you know, you can be quite grounded in sense and be able to weigh things up.
Yeah, definitely.
But then on the other hand, I can still listen with an open mind to the most crazy theory and be like, well, maybe that's true. We don't know.
There going, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Just like, I'm going to explode, and like, that's not good for me. That's not good for anyone.
That could be a nervous system thing, though, right? Like, pathological demand avoidance is actually your nervous system feeling like you're under attack. It's not that you're being awkward. You literally need to soothe the nervous system, and I feel like it might be a similar response where it feels like a threat.
That rocks the theory that I'm comfortable with, or that has made sense to me for so long.
Yeah.
Someone coming in with I don't know. I'm trying to think of
well, flat Earth. You know.
A flat Earth. I think the one that I always go back and forth on is the argument between, if you're drinking cordial and stuff like that, then it's enough, you're drinking enough water, your teas and your coffees or whatever. But some people being like, no, it's mixed with something. Then I've read enough science that helps me with my personal bias against liking water. So I've found so many, and it's still hard evidence that I would look at and say, yes, that is a very good study to bring you this evidence, showing me that
liquid is liquid, you mean?
Liquid is liquid, as long as it's not high in sugar, as long as you're not constantly consuming sugar and salt, etc. It's
that the kidneys are there to filter anyway, and they'll do their job. I'm just quantifying.
No, definitely, and help me like gather my thoughts and put it in a package that you can understand.
Yeah, so then if someone sat there going, no, that's not right.
Someone will post a study, post an article or something from somewhere just being like, 80% of kids don't drink water and this is why they're blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, and then there'll be some study in it that says people that don't drink just water for most of their diet. And I'm like, I'm just like, because it's like, no, this is my health. This is I managed to feel like healthy and okay with something.
But there could still be an element there of feeling threatened in what you've felt secure in for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. If someone told me like, no, it needs to be straight water, I'd ruin my life.
It's kind of like this whole...
I'll dehydrate then.
This whole argument of disclosure, that if, like, because people say, well, why doesn't the government just say that there's aliens then? But actually, the deep-rooted, wide, far-reaching effect of that would be that there are millions of people secure in their beliefs, and those beliefs do not include alien life forms. So if suddenly it was disclosed that they were, it would uproot people in a way that would be unmanageable. And I can't get my head around that, because I'm just like, people will take it in their stride, they'll be fine. But I think actually I am underestimating how dear people may hold certain beliefs.
I mean, we can't have a virus that is just a very strong version of a virus we've had plenty of times throughout the start of man, and it's still shake society up. Like, what is this? It's aliens, it's China, it's all these different things. It's a biochemical weapon, it's a way of government control, it's a way... How, if that's what happens with COVID, what would happen with... It'll be batshit.
See, this is why we're doing these podcasts as well, because at the minute we're in a time where there's never been so much access. Like, the media's been around for a long time, but the media has been very controlled for a long time. So, like, you know, so many percentage of people own all of the media outlets. So you are still getting filtered views that the elite want you to know. Whereas suddenly we've got, like, I know social media can still be manipulated to only show you whatever. But we're at a time where there's fake news, there's real news, and I find it really hard, because I'm just like, I don't know. You know, if there was an alien invasion right now, I'd be like, but is it Project Bluebeam? You know, is it a fake to get us all...
Project what?
Bluebeam.
Bluebeam?
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam.
Put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Then you'll know that we'll know, like, you're either woo-woo.
Why do I feel like I kind of know what... Is it lasers?
Yeah.
I know what you're on about.
Yeah. Well, they are going to laser a big alien in the sky that says, you must do as the government say. But this is the thing, it's like, an alien would have to come up and I'd be like, are you fake? Are you, like, I don't know.
You on the head and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, it's the government trying to manipulate us. And we are kind of at this point where it's hard to know what the truth is. And we're not claiming that we know what the truth is. You'll probably leave these shows with more questions than answers.
When has that ever been different?
We are different. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at the chat.
No, I'm down.
Just because there's so many people popping off. Cat Nose Project Bluebeam.
Bluebeam.
I know, I'm going to say we've actually got a light on. Is music spiritual or science? We need to write some of these down for like future episodes, because music is a really fascinating one. The fact that the frequency was altered, I think it was after the war or something, it was like manipulated to not be a peaceful thing anymore, but to be chaos.
Yeah, but then there's also a scientific algorithm to get you to number one. So
yeah,
there's so many different ways. That's just two little approaches to it. So I love that. And for a short thing, I would say both for sure.
And even like, there's... I don't know what terms to use, because I'm like, there's a theory that apparently we can put out a frequency that keeps people depressed, but we wouldn't know if that frequency was going on right now because we can't feel it or see it or taste it or whatever.
Okay.
But that these frequencies can manipulate human behavior. I mean, who knows? But there's some really like cool things to kind of get our teeth into. And
then there's the God frequency, right? That you're supposed to be able to...
I've just thought, hold on, one sec, you'll laugh. You'll laugh at this.
Is God here?
Yes, God is here. Sorry, camera, I've just got to wobble you just one sec.
If anyone has got the direct line to God, it's her. Bluebeam over it.
No, look, so you talk about God frequency. I've got tuning forks.
If these aren't for eating food, I'm throwing them.
They're for pain relief, stress relief. So they're tuned to different frequencies.
Through helping you eat certain foods, right? I'm focusing on the fork part.
Oh, I was going to tell someone where are you getting this from? So remember these at school? Tuning forks?
Yeah, why do I remember them?
So But the
Why is it in your head?
Because I'm relaxing. But so each frequency is designed to do a different thing.
Do you know which frequency you've just given yourself?
No.
Just make yourself a criminal.
528 hertz.
I'm kind of down.
So one of them is 128 hertz, and that's for stress, but also for pain relief. Now, my granddad is always, pains in his knees, pains in his elbows. So I bought him one for Christmas, and he sits at night. And because he will try it, because he's at the end of his tether, like the doctors can't do any more. That it is just what it is. He's got to live with it. And I said to him, how is it helping? Because I don't know if it will or not, but he's prepared to try it. And he was like, well, I've not had as much pain. But again, is it placebo? But who cares? Like
that in itself is a topic, right?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. And but the thing with the thing what we're finding, I think, is that there's a lot of techniques that were used by the ancients that were then poo-pooed by science, and new things came in, but then we're almost going full circle and going back to this old knowledge, as it were. But it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you're like, yeah, but what knowledge? How do people know this knowledge? Where is it coming from?
No, definitely. There's also this what was science for a long time, and then the West was created and suddenly was like, no, this is science based on white men from Europe.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that doesn't really reflect the whole world.
Yeah.
It can't be replicated throughout all different nations. It doesn't make any sense.
I've also been talking at work about this topic today, and I had one interesting comment to do with that a lot of people that are studying certain things, like like how ants mate or something like that, are just avoiding work. And they are literally just like, oh, now we need to research this, because they just want to kind of just live just researching things for the rest of their life. I was like, I missed a trick there. I should have become a scientist.
Yeah, I'm just sat here like, what, I need to be into ants. Because you really can't, you're just like, oh, they made this new path today, cool. And someone goes, here's a Nobel Prize. You're like, okay.
But there's a good point, isn't there, that there's like this element of researching for the sake of researching about things that perhaps aren't really progressing humanity in comparison to things that could be. And then someone else made a good point that isn't spirituality all about knowing that you're never going to know everything, and like having this open mind and constantly searching. So as you think that found that answer, you then realize that there's more to know. But that's the same as science, that we do the studies, we get a baseline, but we always know that could be developed on, or that there's probably more to it, and then they do another study. So it's like, are we just packaging them up in different names?
Are we talking about the same thing here?
Yeah,
exactly. No, definitely. I fully agree with that. I think there's so many areas, from like manifestation to what I would consider just like putting out energy that you receive back. It's still two sides of the same coin. Is that saying? I don't know if I use that saying correct.
Two sides of the same coin. Yeah, I think that's all right. We'll do a research project into it, and neither of us will go to work.
I was about to say science. I don't do English, but you do English.
But again, I like English, as in I love being creative and writing and reading and poetry and all of that. I teach English, and I hate everything I teach. It's like simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. What? Who cares? Who cares what they're called?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's crazy. Peter says the bell on your head needs to be the screen grab for this video. That's a good idea. As in, like, when I was just like, ding. Oh my God. We were saying before we came.
What bell on your head?
It's
a tuning fork, Peter. Get the language correct.
We're learning here. We were saying before we came on, like, we want to try and promote what we're doing more, because before we'd just come on whatever. But like, so that is a good reminder. So screenshot that.
I love that. Thank you very much, Peter. I will tag you in the post as well.
Oh my God, someone on here is in an Uber and their driver just farted. I would actually be fuming. I would have to get out.
Yeah, that's a 1-star to that driver. Don't forget, you can rate your drivers. Don't do it until you've got out the car. Remember that. They can make your life even worse and fart a few more times before the journey's ended.
That is actually disgusting.
But also write it on the review. Like, obviously not everyone can help it, right? And maybe the driver's like, I'm so embarrassed. But like, how much has a fart got to smell to go through the car seats and stuff? Like, as a scientist, I've done my experiments. And like, I think I've gotten away with most of them that are in the, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, less.
I've just had a realization, like, as far as I'm aware, like, I could have some very polite people in my car that are like, damn, Steph.
I would definitely have to open the window because I can't stand smells.
Yeah. I mean, I generally have the window open when I'm driving anyway, unless it's like really freezing and cold.
Yeah, so
because I just like that flow of air.
Keep a circulation going.
Keep that book out as well.
Hey,
the resolution book.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because that might be a nice actual
like subject each month.
Yeah, I know what's
totally
fun is. I know what's fun. I'm a podcast host. I know what's fun. How did you enjoy D&D?
Oh my god. Yeah.
So your first prompt, right, that you wanted to do was to try something new, and that was to play Dungeons and Dragons, which I was so happy and proud of you for, because I played it a little while ago with my ex and then didn't really fully get into it. And for years I've been like, I'd love a group of mates that would play this with me. And
you manifested it.
I have manifested it. It's been really cool, and shout out to Kat and her partner Kyle, because without Kyle there's no dungeon master, because I don't know how to be a dungeon master in the sense of telling stories or knowing the ins and outs of D&D. But just to be able to go and have fun and play your character, and
yeah, it was great.
I knew that you would enjoy it for that part. But I also knew that you'd be like, these dice and the numbers and stuff
might be overwhelming.
It looks overwhelming. But
it does look overwhelming. That would be my thing. Don't worry about that. Just play, because it's actually so much more simple than what it looks. Like, you're like, what is all of this? But actually, the minute I started playing, I was like, oh, okay, now I can read the rest of them because I know what the concept is.
It's just a load of numbers and pluses and minuses. But yeah. I love that you said that. I fully agree.
Yeah, it looks worse. And I think probably, don't come for me here, nerds, but there's an element of, I play Dungeons and Dragons and you lot don't understand this. And there's like a bit of a gatekeeping-y type, like, oh, look how complicated this looks, but it's actually not complicated.
It's how far you can go in, right? You can go in with a few basic knowledge, and a DM can work with you on that. And how deep you want to read that handbook, that manual, which is like that, is up to you. But at the same time, if you've read all that, and then you go into a game with someone that's only playing it in a more of a, like, some may have house rules, more relaxed rules for certain things, and then you're being like, actually, that rolls are this and this and that. It's just like, let's calm down. But I think those people know to find the similar like-minded players, right? And they're the ones that are in these, like, games workshops, Warhammer shops, that like strategizing. And
I was watching a TikToker that does, he's the dungeon master. And
he was the really good-looking guy?
Yeah, with the tattoos.
Where did you come from, my guy? You didn't exist when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. Yet the cat showed me, and I was like, I already saw him, mate. He's beautiful.
Well, but so he was explaining how to be a dungeon master, and the fact that you can't be too precious over your storyline. He was like, he was like, you may well have like created all of this world in this respect, but then the team decide to like go a different way, and you've just got to let them do it. Like, he was explaining how to keep it fun.
No, definitely.
And I think it was really good, actually, the way he explained it.
I've watched this Critical Role that I watched. I'm sure many of you have seen if you're watching this. It's how someone can go away, write a whole story about a certain place in a fight that's going to take place. And I've seen Matt get the map out as if they're about to roll an initiative and fight. And one just goes, I've got a spell that can just turn that person invisible and we can all just disappear right now. And the fight doesn't have to happen. But Matt spent the last week creating this little scene with all that. It's not easy to make, and written the story. And he's like, okay. And you can see them like, sorry, Matt. And he's like, no, please, you're playing it correctly. You know, you're not doing anything wrong. And you can see he's like, I will find a way to put this in later.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You just have to think, okay, I'm a creative. I can reuse this plot or whatever it is. Because even like when we were playing, there was a moment where we was going over this ice bridge, and it seemed to be taking too long. But only as in the sense that I was like, are we missing something? Has one of us got a spell that would make this quicker? Like, and the dungeon master's just waiting for one of us to ask the right question, but it turned out no. It was just a skill. It was just a long-winded part. But until you play it, you don't know how long-winded that little part's going to be.
But that's an aspect I really like of it, that it makes you problem solve. It's we like creativity for this way, and it is just another way of doing that. Like, I watched a thing where they needed to be in a certain form that would travel somewhere quietly, get some information and come back. And someone said, I can make you into a moth. Okay, perfect. And Matt looks at her and says, do you want to be a moth? Like, clarifies, and she didn't take that hint. And she just went, yes, I will be the most beautiful moth in the world. And he was like, okay, you're the most beautiful moth in the world. Your intelligence is now 1.
Yeah.
So for 40 minutes, she's flying around while everyone else waits for her to come back with intel. And she just lands on some curtains, stops chewing. She's not doing that.
Yeah. Well, she just flies towards a candle flame and she's gone.
But yeah, it just encourages you to think about these different, like, problem solving, different ways of doing it. So that was like my highlight. I think I really enjoyed that recently.
I'm a writer, like an author at heart. So for me, being able to have like that narrative ongoing, I was like, oh my God. Like, even I thought, because my only gripe with the actual game itself is that I find it's like hard to not, like, you have to focus on the game. But I want to talk to everyone that's around the table while that person's having their go. Don't get me wrong, I can focus on the game and talk, because that was my special skill when I was at school. Not everybody can do that though, you know. That's what the teachers used to say. Not everyone can talk and listen. So, well, that's not my fault. But
I thought they're losers.
I think like I could get around that by having my little notebook, and I could be like either making notes on the plot as in for my own creative projects or writing poetry or something. I just really struggle sitting.
So there is a way that and that's where your character comes in. You can talk, but as your character.
And still be having input into the actual game.
Yeah. Literally. And literally, like, your character can still say, like, that was funny, wasn't it? Like, if you're talking like outside of the game.
I kept my character quite close, just like me, but on steroids anyway, so that I didn't forget. But also, the thing that I was going to mention is because I stopped drinking a couple of years ago, things like role play games, D&D, letting my guard down is a lot harder now, because had I have just had a glass of wine, I'd have been on that, like, you know, I'd have been absolutely fine. But the nerves around doing something new and having to kind of
self-conscious about it.
Yeah, big time. So it's like, that's a lot of what gets in the way these days, is thinking, oh yeah, but I usually would have had a drink to soften the impact of that. So it's like hard to overcome it sometimes.
For anyone that's thinking like, oh yeah, I really might struggle with that myself, how much pressure did you feel to be your character and not allowed to step out?
None at all. It was fine, you know. And that's the thing, innit? It comes down to playing with a team of people that are going to have fun with it, that aren't going to be too rigid. And yeah, exactly, like everyone said straight away to me, don't worry, you know, you'll learn it as you go along. And it was like, so it's down to who you play it with. We've got someone shouting us out in the chat, hey queens, I just subbed to you, you're both so pretty.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Peter says, that handsome D&D guy is me in disguise. Thanks, Steph. Peter, you are handsome too, my darling.
Yeah, no, what are you on about?
Yeah.
Good looking dude right there. And I'd know, because I drew your face for a certain project that's coming up.
The book. I was formatting it before we were going live, and it's pretty much there for me to submit. Oh, actually, no, I've just got to do the front cover, but it's really close to being submitted. And then you'll be a published author, which is very exciting. I'm just checking the chat and writing down some of the topics for future episodes.
I love that.
Got placebo effect, music, dreams. I did a shout out earlier and had somebody say about telepathy and being an empath. Like, are they connected? Is it the same thing? God, by the end of it, we're probably just going to discover that it's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing. None of it actually matters. Existential crisis.
Yeah, we'll just be like, oh no.
Natural.
Yeah, it's usually where it goes to having a full-on crisis.
Or if any luck, we got Bluebeam.
When you look, it is only Project Bluebeam and not bloody actual. I don't know what I want to be true anyway. If it's the aliens, please let it be the Pleiadians, because I am one of those. We'll talk about that on another episode.
Get Pleiadians down. But what I was going to say, and then we'll roll on. So the book that will be released, will be another release. But going back to this book, the reason you tried D&D and the reason we have tried half the things we've done in the last few years.
It's really good for that, isn't it?
Oh my God. My one this year is to do something with purpose.
Oh yeah. This month, you mean?
This month.
Yeah, so do something purposefully.
I think that was the one that do. No, a task that brings peace of mind, and that is replying to people fast.
Oh, I know, I about died. You replied to me yesterday, like in a normal space of time, and I was like, ooh, not sure I like that. I've not even had a chance to like think about what I'd sent, never mind a reply.
I keep thinking about it. People must be like, Jesus, is she unwell?
Yeah,
what is happening?
She's on a hypo.
Anna said that I messaged Anna back like instantly, and I was like, in my head, like, you weren't ready for that, were you? Like, oh, God.
It's funny, actually. Everyone's like, oh, freaked out by this.
Oh, you had a mindset workshop at the weekend, and I like took some footage. Normally it would take me days and 10 plus reminders. Steph, can you send me them? Steph, can you send me those? As soon as I got home, sent them, done. And oh my God, the mental clarity you get from just completing a task. Like, someone should have told me that sooner.
So I had this chat with somebody recently, and I was saying that my other friend always said, if it can be done in under, so say she thinks, oh, that needs doing. If it can be done in under 10 minutes, she does it there and then. Ooh. So there's nothing rolls over to the next day unless it's a genuine, because each of these little tasks that only took 2 minutes and only took 3 minutes, you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and before you know it, you've got this massive overwhelming list. You don't know where to start, and I've kind of always tried to stick with that, like, just do it. I am more of a just do it than I am a put it off kind of girl. But
I can say to myself, just do it, and in that instant, just my head goes, I don't want it. And that's enough.
Yeah. See, again though,
and that's terrible.
I had something earlier. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I needed to message my friend back. His messages sat there unread, and I thought, I need to, and as I thought, messaging back, I just got this like feeling where I thought, nah, just leave it. So I am so instinct led. It's like I just go from the feeling in my chest, like, yep, I will do that now, or I won't do that now. Like, I'm just guided.
My problem, your ends up like giving you a decent guide though, right?
Yeah.
Mine's just like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's like, is there anything I should do in your opinion?
You're creating a reward cycle now though. So you've done it a few times and had that good feedback just from yourself of that little dopamine kick. So hopefully you'll rewrite your habit because you're getting that reward cycle. And
I think Lou's experiencing the same, right? Shout out to another friend of ours. Just woke up one day and was just like, I'm going to sort my house out. To a house that she deserves. You know what I mean? And like, we all love that for her, and just to being like, clearing out this stuff, and just like, I feel like I feel better. And
that's
it's like,
another one.
It's weird that, right? Because you get told that on a regular basis. Yeah. Like, one of the first things your doctors will say if you go to the doctors for mental health problems is, what is your lifestyle like by that? And you're like, it's fine, I just need to... And we underestimate actually how much these things like brushing your teeth every day, having a shower and a wash regularly.
Good it actually makes you feel.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping the house clean, tidy.
But that's the catch-22 though, isn't it? Because when you are clinically depressed, it's like, you should do it, but you literally haven't got the motivation. You'll laugh at this. So Steph kind of is positioning herself as the one that doesn't reply, and that I'm the one that kind of like does keep on top of things. But Peter is laughing his head off in the chat saying, oh my God, Lindsay replied to me so fast this week on a text message, I actually had to take a break at work with the shock. And I was so on the ball. So I did see a meme the other day about ADHD, and it said, you either get a reply within 20 minutes or 20 weeks or 20 working days. There's no in between. And it's so right. Like, oh, it's Jada. I was like, who's leaving? So why is that light on out there? And there is no in between. And I'd said to you that, say if a message drops into my inbox there and then, I get this weird, like, oh, well, I can't respond straight away. I need to leave it a normal amount of time. But there is no normal amount of time. That's a very personal thing as to what a normal amount of time is. So, yeah, it's just
the sentence normal amount of time.
Yeah,
I've got so many questions.
Yeah, like, what is the normal
What's
amount
normal?
of time? Yeah. And what is, like, we know it's not a respectable amount of time to leave it as long as we leave it sometimes. But
it's definitely not respectful.
yeah.
Or it's extremely respectful or is it equally disrespectful if you're too quick?
Okay. Yeah, well, I feel like too quick's just a bit weird. But sorry, this isn't linked. This is a completely new thing. Had we finished that? Like, I just really realised I was just going to move on, and you might not have actually.
Oh no, I know. Get the book. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's available. Busdifferent.com.
Yes.
Or Amazon is the best place to get that, right?
Yeah, either or. Amazon or our website. But it is really good for challenging yourself to do something different each month.
It's incredible.
The prompts can be applied in many, many different ways. I was actually going to do it in order this year. And then I was also going to chop it up and do it like, because originally that's why they're dotted, because it was like you chop them up and then you can pick one out.
Random.
Yeah. But because I ended up doing something totally new to begin with, I still might chop it up for next
I think I'm going to do the same, you know?
Yeah. That'd be
draw.
Yeah, a bit different.
Okay. But yeah, strongly recommend it. As you just heard, I've got that brain that hears like, do that now, and I go. But this book allows me to really push myself, but in a like friendly, compassionate way that I'm not giving myself a hard time. There's a week with something, a week without, and then a month with, a month without.
Yeah,
if
you get to try things out.
Yeah, if you fail for whatever reason at that week, you can try it for the month.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. It's a fail-safe. Like, you know, it's just each month is a challenge. That's it.
And no one's saying you can't repeat these. Do you know what I mean? If you're like, no, I want to do 12 something new this month.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And just do it however you want. But the prompts are fantastic and they're great for that novelty-seeking brain. So please, if you feel like you need any help with your year's resolutions, not just your ones that start in January and don't last
a different resolution. So I had a paranormal investigator reach out, and they
wow, that's amazing.
And they want to investigate the grounds that I am living on, that we are recording on right now.
Ooh.
So that's fascinating because obviously it's a bit close to home in some respects, that if he's like, yes, there's a demon here, you know, I live here.
Gotcha, moving tomorrow.
Yeah, just see me starting the engine, like, just see me chugging out the door. I'm off. That's me gone.
Just your sage hanging out the window like, leave me alone. Peace be with you.
But yeah, so that's going to be really interesting. Now,
wait, hold on. What are they called? What's the profession?
Paranormal investigator.
Paranormal investigators come in here. Have you told them that a very prominent paranormal investigator team has already taken place on this book? And we did find a few little...
No, we had a few little things, didn't we? Well, when I told him where I am, I said it's actually the building across the way that terrifies me. So it's pitch black around here. I can walk around outside, doesn't scare me in the bus. Go inside that building... Nah, no, I'm all right, thanks. I can
There's a graveyard over. I'd rather go in there.
Yeah, the graveyard does not scare me. That building does. And when he found out where it is, he said that he had an encounter with 2 6-foot, 8-foot shadow people in this area.
Is that aliens or is that...
It's a kind of, I mean, I've put paranormal, I'll put shadow people, because again, it's an entity that that's been reported worldwide, that's still a common thing that people see. I am very into spirit and all this, but it's funny because I kind of cherry pick and just choose to assume that there isn't any such thing as the negative ones and it's all positive. So we'll stick with that. So yeah, it was a bit of a...
Yeah, it gets too scary and I'm like, I don't really believe in this anymore.
I choose to be a skeptic when it comes to shadow.
No, it doesn't make sense. Science is real. Science is real.
There is no such thing.
I don't know. It's kind of... The brain's good at scaring you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before you've even like...
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to have that coming up as well, where he's happy for us to shadow him, as it were. And they create content for their stuff, but they know that we create content as well. So they're, you know, we'll try and bring you in on that somehow. But But even that's a really, really cool topic in terms of like, because I do believe that we all have a spirit team. I'm literally just I'm like, you lot better be guarding me. I don't know, I'm looking up, it just feels like they're above me. I'm like, you lot better be guarding me from all these spirit negative entities. Like when I do have to go in the building, I literally send whoever's nearby, my spirit team. I'm like, right, who's there? Is anyone there?
Your spirit team.
Usually,
from my own personal.
Yeah.
I want to know who's on this team.
Well, I've got a young lad that I used to work with. Steph worked with him as well. He's on my spirit team, and I send him in first into the building, and he does a swoop, but he loves it. Like he just loves going in there and keeping me safe. And it's like
he just knows he ain't got to do any sweeping.
he loves sweeping. He's like, yes, I can still sweep. But I do genuinely believe that because I've got such good contact with my spirit team that they keep me safe. But you know, who knows?
More on that in another episode.
Yeah, totally. Oh, okay, so Kat's like, where's this happening? I want to be there. Dane says, New Age Mulder and Scully. I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's the X-Files, right?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. I say, I do remember my mum watching Mulder and Scully. Is that even how you'd say it? I don't know.
I might have got that very wrong. I just remember Scully, I think.
Well, I'm the queen of just reading things wrong, saying things wrong, saying how they're phonetically written is my thing.
Kat does that too, I've noticed.
What, says it phonetically? Yeah.
Also, Millie Manders, shout out, saw her thing, calls it Patreon.
Yeah, no, I said that for a long time, didn't I?
Like, she got that from you.
Probably.
But it made me go like, wait, is Patreon, is that an American way? Have I been getting it wrong? It really made me like, I still don't know. If someone wants to correct me.
I
have a need for accuracy, please.
I need to know.
Don't let me walk out of here saying the wrong thing.
Peter reckons, because he knows where we're parked up at the minute, that he's going to turn up dressed as an alien and scare us all.
That would work. Yep.
That would do it.
Yeah. We've had it before, haven't we? Where someone said they were going to come back and scare us.
Yeah.
Nicky.
When we did the ghost hunt around the cemetery.
We spent all night like ready for him, and it was kind of more scary than if he'd actually turned up and tried to make us jump. We're just so ready all night for him.
I would literally just be like, please take me. Please take me. This world is insane. Like, where's the ship? And I get in my bags. Like,
I do that
see
thing
me like running with them.
where I'm like, no, I'm feeling myself. For some reason, I'm not scared. I'm like, just prove it to me. Prove it to me. You know, if I actually got some definitive in front of me, black and white, tangible proof, I'd bob myself. I'd literally psychosis. Put me in a asylum. Create a new asylum so that I can live in there.
The asylums are usually haunted, aren't they?
I can't get away.
Do you know what I'm loving about these episodes and these new themes? Like, my weirdness is going to come out of the box and you're not going to be able to get it back in. So, and these are all going to, obviously I'm going to explain more in future topics, but I had the ghost of David Bowie appear to me on this bus.
David Bowie. That was on the spirit guide, though, isn't it?
Well, he just kept appearing in other ways, like songs and words and lyrics and, you know, all sorts of different places in my life. But I had like an apparition appear to me, as in my peripheral. So I was doing something and I was very aware that a man had come through here, and I was like, oh my God. Now, somebody else had told me that this bus is haunted, and they'd said, he's called Trevor. So I want you to tune in and see if you can get a description of him. So I'm thinking this is Trevor come through to me because I was on the bus. And in my head, I'm like, oh, you're smaller than I expected and like daintier, more mouse-like than I expected. Turns out it wasn't Trevor at all, like complete wrong description. I was actually right that Trevor is tall and is dark and is handsome and all these things that I thought he was when this other apparition came. And I didn't know what David Bowie looked like, but like I say, he kept coming up in different meditations and through different ways. And then my friend sent me a photo of him for a different reason, and the minute I saw the photo, I knew that was who had come through to me. And I was like, oh my God, that's literally the image that came through to me. And then I was like, this is just nuts. Like, this is actually nuts.
And for anyone that's looking at it and being like, you didn't know who David Bowie was, please don't be shocked.
Yeah.
That is not unless it's Judge Judy or Graham Hancock. She ain't got a clue.
Yeah, go David Attenborough. There's like a few select people that I love, like very hyper-focused kind of girl. So they that took us to 7 o'clock. Do you want to have a little scan through and see who we've got in the chat?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Shout out Anna. Better late than never, my girl. She's saying, sorry, I'm really late. But we have changed the time because, have we changed the time? We've changed the day.
We've changed the date and the time.
Yeah.
We're now a day and an hour earlier.
Yeah. But you've shown up, so we're so pleased and we're so thankful that so many of you are in this chat.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It fills the soul.
Yeah, it does.
And I agree. I feel like, maybe not the weird. No, you know what? The weird's coming out. But I feel like this episode alone has been like more natural. It's felt more like, I had this overwhelming pressure when we talk about neurodivergent stuff that I'm like,
Kind of got to get it right.
yeah, do you know what I mean? But it's hard to put therapy hat on while recording a podcast. Like, it's two very different worlds. For me, anyway, I understand why people have like producers and people that manage that stuff for them, so they can just solely.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just chat with you and laugh with you and have fun and maybe not say the politically correct thing every time, sort of thing. So.
And that's the same as me. Like, I've got some really weird spiritual beliefs, but we were trying to be informative and stuff. You know, we didn't want to be too weird.
Who wants to come to you for their mental health advice? But at some points they're talking about spirits and David Bowie. But you know what I mean? They're like, okay, yeah, you're cuckoo. Well, I'll get my help somewhere else. But it doesn't.
We've done that part now, though, haven't we? It's like we've done the informative, helpful part, which is where a lot of our passion was. But now we get to kind of explore more of the stuff we're interested in, that we're curious about, like that there aren't, the mysteries of the world.
And now, because that has already happened, when people come in the chat and they're like, oh, what do these two know? You can be like, guys, they kind of already covered how smart they are on their professions. Like, there's like 2 years worth of cover. This is them just, let's talk about this thing with, some levity, with different perspectives. And like I said, there won't be any arguing, but I know what I'm like.
But there may be like,
like what? Jittering off my thing. But it's just a thing to laugh at. Do you know what I mean? It's a thing to point out. It's to get over, like, But also timing wise, in my little woo-woo world, the frequency of the earth is rising. And as such, we are being dragged kicking and screaming out of the fear-based emotions, those lower vibrational energies. And what we would see with that is more peace. People expanding their mind to the fact that the human experience could be so much nicer, so much more,
and like away from this capitalism and like even needing such a rigid hierarchy. People starting to feel like they can actually manage their own problems and stuff because they are being lifted. So if that's the case, we're here to help people through and navigate that process. I mean, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that is the word on the scene.
Definitely.
That's what rumour has it.
Whether you want to look at this scientifically, spirituality, politically, economically, geoeconomically, there is a shift happening.
Yeah.
And
I've seen the narrative change around ADHD and autism this last couple of weeks. Seems like every single day a different creator, and you could say it's my algorithm, but you've got to bear in mind I've been talking about ADHD and we set this platform up in 2022, so for years and years and years our algorithm has been on this stuff and woo-woo stuff for me as well. But literally at the minute it's video after video of people saying, hold on, what if ADHD and autism and all these neurodivergences are actually a spiritual disorder? Or what if these people are just more in tune with other realms or other dimensions or other activity that the five senses don't access? And it's like, that's the thing I was saying in 2022 when we named it A Different Human Design, because I wanted to broaden the understanding that it might not be as clear as what it's been set out to be. But I do feel like the narrative is changing.
No, definitely.
That more people are expressing themselves as, hold on, I think there may be more to this, So it's like, oh my God, it's a very exciting time.
There's a song that reminds me of more to this. There's gotta be more. It's a really old song.
Kat said that it's been the best episode and she's really loved it. So that is the
I love that.
kind of feedback that we like.
I feel like, yeah, I've really enjoyed this. I've been really happy. There's not one point where I'm like, I don't know what to say, or yeah, it's just fun. I've really enjoyed this.
So do we know specifically what topic we're going to cover next week? Do we want to announce it now, or do we want to announce it in the week?
Take your pick, my love. If there's something that you...
Well, do you want to start with my weird spirit guide beliefs and stuff?
Oh yeah, do you guys want to start with that? Because I want to meet these guys.
Yeah,
I know you guys do.
So we can talk about the fact that I genuinely believe everybody has a spirit team that's been with them from birth, that's guiding them from behind the scenes, and is probably bashing their head against the spirit world wall.
the day I meet mine, you're gonna be like, bitch, we've tried so much.
We sent so many things your way.
And you just kept going, I don't need it.
Yeah, you kept asking your instinct and saying you
tried
didn't
real
want to do it. But yeah, so next week then we'll talk about what is your spirit team, what are spirit guides, and how can we get in touch with them?
I'm gonna say, yeah, is there a way that you could help people to maybe connect with them?
Totally. Yeah, without a doubt.
I love that. Okay, awesome. And I'll be here questioning every inch of it.
Making sure she's not lying.
But no, out of intrigue, do you know what I mean? Like, I had a really good moment at your workshop this weekend, speaking to a lovely lady that was talking about how she believed in God, blah, blah. And I love that. I would never take anyone else's. And I asked her, like, how do you know in you that the difference between divine intervention and just a coincidence, blah, blah, blah. And she was explaining it to her. And it just in that moment made me realise, like, it is a personal thing to each person,
totally,
right?
Yeah.
And I love just being able to have the experience to learn that from someone. Rather than it being like, you should ask someone about their religious beliefs or political beliefs or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, like you say, it's just curiosity. And also, that reminds me, tomorrow, my first of 6 workshops begins. I've invited Steph along and asked if she wants to go live from the workshop so that you guys can actually be involved for free to begin with. So don't miss that opportunity. But the workshops are very similar to this in the sense that they're just covering a whole broad range of topics. And you'll probably leave with more questions than answers, but that's the point, because I don't know the answers. It's more about exploring the possibilities and the many strands of beliefs that are out there and trying to find some kind of common ground between them.
No, definitely.
When do we talk about golf? That's so funny.
Ah, my dude. That's Dwight, right?
Yeah.
My dude. I love that. My dude, shout out. I love that.
I don't have a clue about golf, I'm afraid. Maybe we should.
Me neither, but we still chat about it, don't we?
Peter says that you can be my judge judo. We'll have to get the gavel, and then, like, if I'm going too far and you've got a question, you can whack the gavel.
Order!
Stop right now and explain yourself.
Make it simple, stupid.
She knows.
I've learned. I love that. Yeah, that's wicked. That's awesome.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're back weekly now, every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, or maybe 6:05. We're going to really try and make it on 6 o'clock.
From 10 minutes in, we'll obviously do the first 10 minutes of the show. We'll be talking to you, catching up, maybe some news of the week sort of thing, saying hello in the chat. Then going into the topics, focusing on that. And then the last 15, 20 minutes will be chatting to you. So going forward, if you've got a question, something you want to talk about, don't leave it to the end. Get it out there. I know I can't hold on to questions for longer than the second I need to say them. So type them out and then we will get to them at the end.
Yeah, brilliant.
Any of the workshops that are available, I'll start linking and stuff like that. The different resolution, as I said, go on to the website or Amazon. The website has also changed. It is busdifferent.com, but for the time being, differenthumandesign.co.uk.
We'll still take you there.
At a cost. It's a nice charge, I'm sure.
Yeah, £15 for the year. We could cope with that one.
So yeah, if you get it wrong, don't worry for the next year. But I think that's all the updates and the changes.
Dwight says, question for next week, how do I stop slicing my 3-iron? I'll find out for you, mate, because I ain't got a clue. So this is going to
learn for you.
This is going to be that weird thing where we're going to have to say bye, but we've still got to, like, cut the camera off. So I'm going to
Wait, we can do it. Make it as awkward as possible. Lead into it. Right. Okay.
Hold on, I'll do what they do at the news.
That's hilarious.
Bye, guys.